let's get to it. So, Jeff, do you want to give us the quick recap from your note of what
My notes
happened
are
last
actually really
session?
quick. We followed a cult kidnapping plot into the sewers, killed a bunch of cultists and a bunch of devils, and rescued a bunch of people, including Sophia the Tinker, who will be coming with us.
Yep.
Yep, coming with us.
I mean, she doesn't have to come with you if you don't want a free tinker.
I think we can afford that, though.
Yep. No, we want to. She wants to. Everyone's like, no.
You have this tinker workshop on the Visherod that's been sitting idle for like months.
When her dad asks for payment, we say she can come with us, then everyone's like, no.
We're not
because you
accepting her as
pointed at her.
Like, she offered.
All right. So yeah. We're we're at the Stormy Baboon. Yes, the Stormy Baboon. Oh, you also found a dead body in that urn of ashes that Bauer had by flipping that
Oh,
coin.
right.
a dead Bauer body, if I remember
How could we forget?
Yeah, it looks exactly like Bauer. You haven't poked it too hard yet.
Give me time.
Yeah,
I'm assuming we didn't drag that into the bar, though.
I assumed you didn't either. I think
stuffed it into a bag of holding.
Yeah, you stuffed it into either the bag of holding or Knick-Knack's magic sack.
Also, as a quick question, what age of me did that look like?
Mid to late 40s, I'm gonna say. So older than you ever were.
I think the better
So
answer would be
long
like
time in the
a
future.
week older than you are now.
Well, that's what I was worried about.
That would be all kinds of ominous, but
You're such a Time Lord.
yes, that's Bauer's secret. He's actually a Time Lord.
You're not supposed to tell people.
Don't worry, I said it sarcastically, so they'll never catch on.
Yes, greatest Time Lords is I.
More of a time knave, since you seem to have no control over it.
Yeah, no control.
Time.
Yes.
I don't know. What do they call that? Remedial?
Things get all wibbly wobbly when we start talking about time magic.
Truth.
Anyhow, yes, you are in the Stormy Baboon. Where's the tavern? There's the tavern map. You're in the Stormy Baboon. Sophia and Vito just left to go chat amongst themselves. And you're kind of left to your own devices at this point. The evening is lively in the Stormy Baboon. There are plenty of people who've come in just after work to have a drink and chat. A couple games of chance are going on. Some people are throwing darts. Pub stuff.
Yes, of course.
Alright.
So, was there any... I think we talked about it a little bit, but the idea that that was just a fraction of things going on below, because we found like one cultist and then a bunch of devils.
Like, I'm sure they got more going on down there in general.
Mm-hmm. Do we return underground?
I guess that's a good question. Do we want to spend some time clearing this place out, or
We can. I know one of the other things that we were thinking about was taking Bauer's corpse to the church to speak with Dad.
that the corpse does seem like something we should address more immediately?
Yeah, Kristona's just looking
If
between
at
Bauer
no other level, then find somewhere
her
to
bag.
stick it. Because, I have a feeling if we carry around a corpse for too long, some people might start wondering what we're up to.
Well, I mean, it's in a bag of holding, so it's fine.
Won't it still rot in a bag of holding?
Probably. I mean, also to be fair, we've carried around like
You sound so caring about his body rot.
Well, it's obviously not the important body.
You're not wrong.
Or is it?
Also, I was gonna say we have at like various points carried around like half a dozen cultist heads. So
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but nobody cares about them.
exactly.
Oh shit, dude.
Anyway, let's go to the
but
church and see
seriously,
what's
yeah.
up with this corpse.
All right, heading back to the church. Okay. So you head out from the Stormy Baboon just as things are beginning to get lively, and you head back to the church, where the father greets you with open arms once again, and Sadok, and nods respectfully to the rest of you. Good evening, my children. How may I be of service to you all?
We have a dead body that we need to ask a few questions.
His expression doesn't really change at that, Sadok. He kind of just nods. See. I expect nothing less of you, Mr. Sadok.
That's probably fair.
He
How
One
learns
of
very
those.
quickly.
How many deadheads have you brought to the church at this point?
Like a dozen.
Yeah.
Just like from the time that we've been playing.
Yeah. I don't think it's an unreasonable thing to say. For anyone who's familiar with you. Okay.
It's a perfectly reasonable thing to do in a world that has Speak with Dead.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Father brings the corpse inside, places it in front of the altar, lights some incense for the Speak with Dead material component, and chants briefly over the body in an old language that you're not totally familiar with, Sadok, but you recognize the tone as a prayer. And after a few seconds, the corpse, looking still just like Bauer, sits up and looks at you all.
Hello, me.
Kristona just blinks at it.
It blinks right back.
She looks between it, Bauer, it, Bauer, it one more time. Then focus there.
Do we have a fixed number of questions we can ask?
Up to 5.
So I'm thinking one of those should probably be what is your name?
Isn't it Bauer?
I would want to double check that.
Does Bauer have many twins?
Looks at Bauer.
Does Bauer have a secret identity?
I look at myself. No
Oh.
to all of those questions.
Then yeah, what's your name should suffice.
You're gonna ask it, what's your name?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Um,
Come on, you
it
can do
looks
it.
up at you all. My name is Maximilian Eichmann.
That is not Bauer. Looking back to Bauer.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you? You look just like me. What the fuck? His corpse kind of peers at you, but can't. He jerks forward, looking like he's trying to move towards you, but can't really. Who the fuck are you? Why do you look like me but younger?
Okay, I'd like to play the game where we start listing off shit that's happened and is relevant to this timeline and era, and tell him just stop us when there's something you haven't heard or is not. And then begin listing off shit about right now and see if any of it's dead.
Alrighty.
Which is not a question.
Does the magic work like that? Said Doak.
I don't know off the top of my head. I can't actually do it myself.
Check with the priest then.
Hence why he keeps bringing bodies back.
We thought you may have learned after many bodies.
Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse only knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes an enemy. The spell does not return the creature's soul to its own body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse cannot learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. So, yeah, I mean, the way this is written, it sounds like we have to ask questions.
Yeah, otherwise he's just going to be real confused.
Perhaps asking how he died.
And that would be a good question. If we're trying to match up like timelines or whatever, do we even know that this corpse came from Yualia? I feel like that should be one of our questions.
Do we want to ask the corpse, or I guess where did you die? No, because then you just give a region.
The corpse is under the list of details that I forgot to mention last time because I didn't suspect that you guys were going to do this. The corpse is wearing armor. The armor bears the symbol of a place called Helgi Domer, which pops up several times in the common knowledge timeline.
Oh. We're from there, right?
Yeah, you're from there.
Mm-hmm.
Cristona's from underneath there.
Yeah. But spend some time above it.
I've been there.
You probably have. It's a major world power.
Yeah.
It's the biggest military on the planet, amongst other.
But Bauer we know has no connection to it, so. Alright, probably from there, but that doesn't help us much.
Well, Bauer, did we ever establish where you were from?
Nope.
Because he's a Time Lord.
Cool.
From Gallifrey.
We should really do that at some point.
I guess the question is, when you say from, when do you mean? Like actually just born?
Yeah. Where you were born and or where you were in the army.
I was wherever the rest of the army was.
Fucking
He was
smart
born in
ass.
the camp.
Alright, duly noted.
Is Bauer like actually a doppelganger or something? This is
That'd
where
be
it feels like this is
sweet
going.
if I was.
Christina just turns to Bauer. Are you a doppelganger?
I want to try my hardest to try to turn into Cristona.
We have this mysterious corpse that looks exactly like him. He doesn't know where he's born. He just sort of like appeared in an army one day.
Mighty suspicious over here.
Are you without memories? Are you the Faye Valentine of this campaign? No past.
So I would figure if I actually had knew that this would be important, I would have come up with some location.
It's okay. I'll write you up
We
a
can
little
just
thing.
put in all caps, insert location here later.
Get a placeholder.
I'll write
Yeah,
you
there
up
you
a
go. I'm
little
from placeholder.
I'll write you up a little island near Helgi Domer that's
It's called
German
Placeholder Island.
themed. Yeah, sure. You're from Placeholder Island.
Sweet.
So we've only asked one question so far. I guess second question should be when and how did you die?
All right.
Right?
Hmm.
Is that what you're asking?
Unless anybody has any objections.
Nope.
That'd be the best way to get some context for all this.
I died in the year. What was it? 1010? 1011? 1012? Fighting one of them fucking vampires. Nasty bastards. Hope we got them all.
Out of character, is my understanding that vampires are supposed to be extinct?
Yep.
And when about did that supposedly happen?
997 to 1012.
Okay.
The vampire lords tried to fight Helgi Domer, mount a coup. It did not go well. The Primarch did not take kindly to that, and so he led a campaign to purge them from the world.
The last known vampire was killed in 1012, as
Yep.
far as Sadok is aware.
Yep. So yeah, Vampires, as far as anybody in world knows, are gone.
I love the level of confidence we have in that fact.
Oh, you have no faith in me. So yeah, dude's name is Maximilian Eichmann, and he's probably from Helgedomer, and he died fighting vampire lord.
At
What year's
least
it out?
200
14?
years old.
Makes him like 500 years
Oh,
dead.
really? Oh, the last thing I saw in the recent timeline was like 12 something.
1252, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, does this mean I'm the
but-
vampire?
No, the last vampire was killed. Haven't you been paying attention?
Right, but if
Hmm. What year is it supposed to be currently? Like 1400?
1497.
1497.
And Diggeroy sailed with Ocean's 11 or something.
Not bad.
I try.
Um.
Friend says, no faith in any GM who swears that they are all gone.
Gotta leave yourself at least a little wiggle room.
I mean, shit, the common knowledge timeline also says that Nolan Earthstream is dead.
This is true! And no, he's just
So-
in Sadok's head.
It's very specifically a common knowledge timeline.
They're more like common knowledge guidelines.
Like it's not.
it's
It
common
is-
knowledge, not perfect knowledge, timeline.
Yes, exactly.
It's knowledge adjacent.
Well, the other thing is we don't have any direct evidence of it not being true. So if there
Yeah.
are any vampires, they're lying low. So as far as this, as we could tell this guy with confidence, you guys won your war.
But he wouldn't remember any of it.
Nope, he died.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
mean, it
even.
might make
sure.
him feel good for a few moments, but that's about it.
If he were alive, you could tell that he'd have a warm, fuzzy feeling in himself right about now.
Right. So what else could he possibly tell us, though? What's Bauer's last name? Or full
Kummerschuck.
name? Sorry, say again.
I mean, we could have Bauer describe the weird old men he's been seeing. See if
Y'all
Maximilian
seen him too.
recognizes anybody of that description.
Yeah, but they seek you out.
Also, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any weird old men.
Nah, you
I
only
mean, I
see the
have
weird
seen
half
weird
elf.
old men, but
You only see the weird half elf. Diggeroy, you know a weird old man, but
You also know a very
Like
weird
in the
half-elf
general
holds up hand.
well, I am a kind of weird half elf. I'm just not old yet.
So what am I asking him then, or am I just describing him and hoping he says something?
You have
You
to
would-
ask a question. You do have to phrase it as a question.
Yeah. So
Right. So what am I asking
Are
as I
you
describe this guy?
are you aware or familiar with any old men like description?
And could you tell us his name, if so?
Well, I figure you start with just have you met any old men like description?
Best not to simply use yes or no answer question. More information.
Yeah, but I mean, we can have speak with dead cast multiple times, even if we have to wait a day or two. Like that's not a huge problem.
We were planning on hanging around for a bit.
I was always curious whether you could do that, or whether like it's like one casting per corpse.
There's no restriction.
Okay.
It just burns spell slots.
And
It-
usually you get
there
to the point where you run out of
actually
useful information.
There actually is a restriction on
Oh,
speaking.
you're right. You're right.
with dead. Spell fails if corpse was the target of the spell within the last 10 days.
Shit. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I wasn't looking at the description when I
So
said
we'd
it.
have to wait a little more than a week. Or a week and a half, actually.
Yeah. But I mean, we could get the.
We don't even know what useful stuff this guy knows. That's the problem. But maybe a connection with the old man, that would give us something. I mean, it's got to be some kind of connection between him and Bauer. That they'll look exactly alike is just too much of a coincidence.
So describe and ask question.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then I will describe the old guy and ask. Well, I will ask him if he's seen or recognizes this guy and describe.
All right. Question number 3. You describe the old guy and ask him if he recognizes him. Maximilian responds back, "Oh, that fucking mumbly asshole, always showing up out of nowhere, being all like."
Yep, that's him.
Does he know who or what it is?
There's got to be a better way to ask about that.
Yeah.
Ever give anything or say anything that was understood?
I mean, we could just ask.
What do you know about him? 'Cause they
Or
don't
what
have to be
if-
yes or no questions.
What have your interactions? What interactions have you had with the Mumbly Man?
Is that going to be his name now, the Mumble Man?
I feel like we can come up with a better one.
Give
I feel-
Mumbly old
details
guy.
of all interactions?
I feel compelled to point out that you still don't have in character confirmation that it's the same guy every. Just saying. But Mog. Yeah,
Yes.
he'll be Mog.
Many twins. Or same person.
On the other hand, you are all not stupid, and you can probably figure it out.
Well, it's either the same guy repeatedly or some kind of spirit that always some group of spirits that always take the same shape. Like it's not a bunch of old guys who also happen to look exactly alike. That's weird.
We don't have our Officer Jenny of this world.
Would
Pretty
it be the question is, would it be the weirdest thing I've done to you guys?
Not even close.
Nope.
I mean, they could just be clones of each other.
Is that more or less weird than a body coming out of a jar?
We already have clones in Bauer here, apparently.
But I'm convinced there's still a connection between them. It's not just total coincidence.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think what interactions have you had with Mog?
Maybe we can try and piece some pattern together.
All right. What interactions have you had with him? Is the next one?
In
Yeah.
detail.
All right. Maximilian thinks for a moment. He always kind of just mumbled at me for the most part. He gave me this creepy little urn at one point as well. And he pointed at me and said, "You." That was the only damn thing he ever said that made sense. You know, I followed him once. Wandered around a corner. He wandered around a corner after he mumbled at me one time. Followed him. Guy fucking vanished. No clue where he went.
Feeling strange sense. Do not know what to call sense. Same thing happening over.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Maximilian's really going to have any useful information about what the connection is himself. It sounds like he doesn't really know. The only other question I can think of, since we've only got one left, is what experiences and interactions has he had with chronomancy? But if anybody else has any other questions they can think of, it's probably not a super important one.
Maybe we can ask specifically about the coin. Like if he's seen it.
Your coin caused the transformation, right? From Ash to this
Yes.
guy?
Yeah, but I mean, that same coin's also what brought Realm back. That might not be related specifically to this thing.
Also, if he still has his stuff, we should probably search him after he goes back to sleep.
He's wearing armor, nothing really beyond that, though. I assume you guys would have searched his body before reanimating his corpse to answer questions.
No helpful books of important lore.
No
Letters.
helpful books of important lore or letters.
No, like, tattoo with his life story on his back.
Wow, now that you mention it, if you're gonna strip him down,
Also, note to self, get tattoo with life story on back.
the tome of plot details is the alternate name of my Google Drive folder with all this bullshit in it. Which is continually growing as you all make me come up with more interesting things.
Possible question. What did he do with the urn?
That might be a better question than the chronomancy, yeah.
Fair enough.
Do you want that to be question number 5?
Sounds like it.
Alrighty. He looks up at you all. I left it in the barracks in Helgidomer. I don't know what happened to it. Figured it wasn't a good idea to take an urn with me into battle.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a terrible idea.
Magic dust! Whoosh! Right in the
Pocket
eyes!
sand, I mean pocket ashes.
I mean, to be fair, that'd be great. Like, blind your enemies with pocket ashes. Magic smoke!
And if that doesn't bother them, then you tell them what it is.
Demoralize them immediately.
Well, this guy definitely is not Bauer.
You are correct. He is not Bauer.
Just with that last sentence.
Kristona's gonna look over to Sadok and kind of walk over and eventually slowly reach up and poke his forehead. Does he know name Eichmann?
That's a good question. I will
That
ask.
is a very good question. He kind of ponders for a little bit. Kid, only Eichmann I know is. I think there was a house in Helgi Domer named that. Minor little noble house. He's one of them, then good for him. They were bastards to fight.
So he recognizes the family name, but not the person himself.
Now,
Right, which I guess is unsurprising because
he's
Hour.
been.
I think this memory of Nolan's from before 1012, so he wouldn't have been around at the same time.
Oh yeah, he is from like 200,
Which,
just before 200.
yeah.
Like he can give you the general. He can give you stuff from back then, but stuff in the middle is kind of. He
Ever
doesn't know.
saw any others that looked like him?
Yeah, has he seen anybody who looks like Power and or mumbly old guy?
That mumbly old guy of yours is intriguing, but I don't know anything about him. He'll. Can I? Well, never mind. Yeah. Your friend looks a little bit like Skull. Guy he started calling himself the Primarch way back. He runs Helgi Domer. Don't know what else to tell you other than that.
Stone's just blinking and waiting because he's having this conversation in his head.
Oh, I'd repeat all this information for you guys.
Hi, Mark. Looks back to Bauer, arches a brow very slowly. So, other man given another's ashes before. Same circumstances. Find mumbly old man again. If we can. We'll probably search for Bauer again.
That seems to be the case.
Or potential magical location, unless he is more powerful than that. We would not be surprised.
He seems to be going out of his way to not let us know who or what he is.
So I guess the one remaining question for the moment: do we continue to carry the corpse around, or do we cremate it and just take the skull?
I feel like recremating is the
Hygienic.
nicer.
If not reposed.
Well, we'd have to wait a while for that anyway, and we don't know what to ask.
I mean, I do think we should keep the skull around in case we do have more questions.
Well, did they always cremate people in those days? Would it be disrespectful not to?
I mean, we found him cremated, or were
If-
given him cremated.
If
It
had
might have just been burned under other means.
If had been
Well, that's fair.
fighting vampires potentially the reason.
I mean, yeah, would we know?
Yeah,
They would normally
he
be
would have
cremated?
been burned if he was fighting vampires.
But aside from fighting vampires, is that how it's always been done, or just something they did for that?
I mean,
In other words, do
Very-
they still do that for everybody?
no, they don't. They don't do it for everybody. It's at least partially just a personal choice as to how you want your body disposed of. But back in the day where he's saying he's from, yes, absolutely, burn the corpses, prevent the vampires or other undead from raising them.
I mean, I figure cremating him and taking the skull is probably more respectful than decapitating him, burying the body, and taking the skull. You know, probably.
Granted.
We can also return him to the earth. It is how we work, after all.
That also works.
I'll defer to Sadok on the right way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's reason to believe he would have a problem with it, I'm fine with letting Christona take care of it.
Sure, go for it.
Cool. Then, yeah, like, my only concern is practical matters of, let's make sure we have the skull.
We cannot eat through bone that swiftly.
Great. Works out perfectly.
I guess probably eventually find, I don't know, some foresty area around.
You're in a city.
Yeah. Is there any forest on the
It's gotta
outskirts?
be next to some kind of farmland.
They do. It is outside of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, by all means, head out to the forest, or into the farmland, or even if you want, there is a small temple at the foot of La Montaña de la Morte.
Stone is fine just in the forest, but Sadok wants to move anywhere anyone does. Technically ask Bauer. Nope, never.
Forever. Yeah, you can take it out to the, by all means, take it out to the forest and just. What are you doing with it in the forest?
Basically remove the armor and things and just, she's gonna symbiotic entity and just awaken all the spores and kind of direct them all that way, hold out the staff, and just use the halo of spores over and over again to just necrotic damage it into basically just the skeleton.
Just rot away all the flesh? Alright.
Mm-hmm. And just cover it, and it just becomes a bunch of mushrooms and fungus.
Alright. Christona's spores eventually engulf the body of Maximilian Eichmann and consume it until nothing besides his plain bleached white skeleton remains.
And a bunch of fungus.
And a shit ton of fungus, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of the point of fungus, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Cycle continues still for now. I eventually just like tilt down, like kneel down, hold on to the head and carefully remove it. And then hold it out to Sadok. It's still got some like mushrooms.
Put it back in the bag of holding, I guess.
You now have a skull in your bag of holding. Cool.
Alas, poor Maximilian, we knew ye not.
Indeed. You now have the skull of poor Maximilian Eichmann. You're now out in the forest, chilling. What do, guys?
I guess, do we want to stay here and deal with cults and find out if there's any more cult, or do we want to head back to Visharad?
Yeah, I mean, we can finish exploring the sewers if we want.
I want to cast Sending to Minoke to get a status report.
All right.
Also, we weren't going to go back to the Visharad after this. We were going to continue heading north to go to, what's its place for
Warrior's Rest.
Digoroy's thing. Yeah.
All the more reason to check up first.
Yes.
Also, see if Sophia is coming.
Yeah, how are we going to get her there?
You have a ship.
Yeah, but we're not going there.
I mean,
I
she
figure
can
you,
just
I
come with us
when
to
I
Warrior's Rest and
gave
then
her
go
to you,
Visharad.
I figured that you would eventually head back there.
Oh yeah, she's totally coming with us until we get there, but she's not getting there before us. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Um.
She can stay on the ship, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure
She-
there's things to tinker with there.
I'm sure she won't inadvertently break your ship.
I'd hope the
Probably.
Tinker would do the opposite.
Inadvertently improve your ship?
Yeah!
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Steam engines, let's do this!
One other thing that kind of fell out of the recap. You did find rotting Warforged in the
Right.
sewers as well?
One.
Yeah, we should look into that.
Yes.
Digoroy, you're sending to Minoke though?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you ask?
I'm telling them we're in Regilium. We did find a rotting Warforged, but we're in Regilium. I just want a status report before we move on to next location.
You hear back, Overseer, other knock models online. Production greater than expected. Able to fill Greatbeard's order and produce more Warforged for security. Threats contained.
Excellent.
Estimated return?
Not without casting again. I don't know. When do we expect to get back?
Maybe a week out to Warrior's Rest. Maybe 2 weeks back to the Visharad. Depends how long you want to. Depends how long you want to stay in Regalia.
Approximately 1 month. We'll update.
Digoroy, ask about other Warforged on Regilium?
Yeah, I'll send to Minoke. We found another rotted Warforged in Regilium. Any information you can give me?
Same Warforged as before, likely. Must have used Underdark tunnels to make way over. track them. See if you may find any trace of others.
Okay. And it did look like one of the ones we encountered before, right? A model that we'd seen.
Oh yeah. Looked exactly like one of the big ones. Maybe even more rotted.
All right. All the more reason to stay here a little longer. So go find an inn.
You want to go back to the Stormy Baboon?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm sorry, I just really like the name Stormy Baboon.
It's a pretty good name.
You head back to the Stormy Baboon. The half-orc at the bar looks at you all. It's late in the evening at this point. Rooms or drinks?
Yes.
Both.
Reasonable enough. Silver for the rooms. How many?
How many do we usually at this point?
Does anybody want to share rooms, or are you just each getting?
Kind of wonder, like, what do we normally do? But then I realized we don't actually stay in inns very often.
We don't.
No. You really don't.
We got ships.
Like, you normally just sleep on the ship or, like, in the Visharad. The first time you guys have been in an inn for a long time.
Since we're doing luxury, we might as well get like 4 rooms. However.
Alright. It's 4 keys across the counter to you all. Silver per room. Drinks are down here. Get yourself settled and come back down. You're paying to stay here. I'll give you the good stuff.
Right. How much?
Silver per room.
Give the man his money.
Alright. So, you each have a room in the inn. What does everybody want to do this fine evening? Perhaps I should rephrase. Would anybody like to carouse?
I will carouse.
Be ready
Yeah,
for dealing with sewer monsters in the morning.
All crows.
Why is
Against
that a
Sorry.
question?
Yeah?
Yeah, why is that a question?
Oh,
Bauer's young again. He doesn't get hangovers anymore. Of course he's gonna carouse.
that's the spirit.
He gets his. Well, does he lose the tolerance? Is the question.
I was gonna say that worked differently for me. I started not getting hangovers as I've gotten older.
Because you're
Really?
drinking that stuff.
Is that I was gonna say, is that because you've like developed a better tolerance, or because you're not like getting fucking hammered?
Definitely not the later part.
Are you still drinking the cheap stuff?
Yes.
Damn. Must be tolerance.
Congratulations, then.
Yeah, no, probably tolerance, but even it doesn't matter what it's with. It's just anything now. I don't seem to really get a hangover even the small one, unless I go really, really overboard, which I try not.
You're better at hydrating.
That is the crucial step.
I was pretty good about it back then too, but anyway.
Many evenings have ended with me spending an hour just sitting up at home with a big fucking bottle of water before I go to sleep.
I used to just pound a liter just before I went to bed.
Oh yeah, at least.
I've always heard people say that. I've never done that.
That was what I did when I was in Europe, and I was going out a lot. It worked pretty well. I only got a hangover once. Well, that was because I didn't do that. Anyhow, if you'd like to carouse, roll a D1. Alright. You got a 54, a 14, and a 66. Oh boy, Bauer, you might have a bit of a time with this one. This will be a little. Oh boy, we have some good ones. Okay, yeah, we have several very thematic ones.
Go on.
All right, we're gonna start with Diggeroy. So, Diggeroy, you wake up back in Father Giuseppe's church that you were just in for the Speaking with Dead. You are lying in one of the pews. You kind of come to, and you're not wearing the clothes you remember going out in. You're wearing a very fine suit that's sized to fit somebody a little bit bigger than you. By the altar, there is a coffin.
It's another Bauer.
I will tighten the belt and go and approach the coffin.
As you approach the coffin is closed. Would you like to open?
I will cautiously open it.
Inside is a man a little bit larger than you, who's wearing a very stretched-looking set of armor.
Is the armor familiar?
He's very clearly dead. Oh yeah, it's your armor.
Right.
He's wearing your armor.
Who else is around?
Guy in a little armor.
The bell is ringing at the top of the church, but there is nobody else around for the moment.
What hour is it ringing?
It's ringing around 9. So, the funeral might be starting soon.
Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to very quickly pick up the corpse, close the door, and dimension door. Actually, no, I'm just going to run until I can see somewhere in dimension door if necessary to get out of the way to somewhere I can quickly swap clothing with the deceased.
Okay. So you're just straight up taking this guy out of his coffin.
Yeah.
Stealing
We
a
did
corpse,
close.
Madame Mustachio strikes again!
How's your strength?
10? Can carry 300 pounds.
That's fair. That's fair. You struggle, but you manage to get him out. You're not moving super fast, but he's a pretty big guy. You manage to
Until it just one of the rooms in the back.
'Twas cholesterol that killed the beast.
Roll a d4 for me. 4 rooms in the back of the church. Roll a d4 for me. Ooh, that was not the right decision.
Oh no.
Carrying a corpse, you open the door to Father Giuseppe's office. He is sitting behind a desk in his office, looking over a speech and muttering to himself. He looks up at you. Kiska, the fuck are you doing?
I
Blame
wish
the
I
betrayer, blame the
knew.
betrayer!
Somehow someone switched our clothes. I'm switching them back real quick.
What are you?
And I proceed to do exactly
someone
that.
switched your clothes?
If I understood, I would explain.
He walks up to you and slaps you. And as he does, he hits you with a lesser restoration to clear your head.
Helpful. I'm more interested in getting the other guy's clothes on than my armor back on, because I'm about to get to the hard part of this.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
So once his clothes are back on and I'm wearing like pants and a shirt, I'm going to very quickly figure out exactly the distance from where I am now to inside the coffin. So I can dimension door into it with him and then dimension door back out without him.
Cool. All right, I'll say that you can do that.
And then deal with the rest of the armor before sneaking.
Father Giuseppe swears venomously in Italian at you as he's behind his desk. Could have been a nice funeral, but no. You had to come back and... Damn pirates. But you eventually get his clothes back on. You're in pants and a shirt. You dimension door, drop him in the coffin, and then dimension door back out onto the street outside.
Okay.
So from there, you would likely know the way back to the inn if you wanted to head back.
Yeah.
You head back to the storm, and you. I can only assume find Cristona there, eating breakfast and waiting for the rest of you to return. Sadok will likely come in just behind you. Power might take a little while. Sadok.
Yep.
You wake up in a bed, at least. You wake up in a strange bed with no one. You are cuffed to it, and there is a scent of long rotting flesh coming from under the mattress.
Here we go again.
You rolled 2 of 3 things involving dead shit. Somehow.
It's very
Just after you
apropos
finished
of everything
dealing
that's
with
been
the
going on.
Bauer, yours at least has nothing dying. Promise.
So I'm handcuffed to the bed, you said?
Yep. And there's something rotting under the mattress.
Can I reach my things?
Sure. You're fully
My
clothed
backfolding?
and equipped. You're fully clothed and equipped. You're just also handcuffed to the bed.
Sweet. I pull out my magic smithing hammer and hammer my way out of the handcuffs.
Alright.
And check under the mattress.
There is a heavily decomposed, probably human hand under the mattress.
Oh, we're going full JoJo here. Fuck.
Well, that's gross. Can I figure out where the fuck I am?
Sure. You can either look out the window or...
Yeah.
Okay. You look out the window. Let's head to the map of Regilium. So, the Stormy Baboon is like... Let's... around there-ish on the map, where I just drew the pink X.
Mm-hmm.
You are much closer to the big castle keep-looking thing than you used to be, though. So you woke up, over here.
Is this still does it look like a inn though? Am I in somebody's bed?
Nope. You're in somebody's house, it seems like.
Right.
You can hear steps down.
I think we'll just slip out the window.
All right. Make a quick stealth check. Cool. You open up the window. You manage to avoid having it creak or anything. And you slip out the window. You are now standing on top of a roof overlooking a busy street in Regilium outside of the Doge's castle.
Yeah, just start making our way to the Stormy Baboon.
All right. Make a quick acrobatics check for me. Cool. Nailed it. You managed the dismount from the roof perfectly. And you find your way back to the Stormy.
Cool.
You arrive about the same time as Diggeroy did.
Alright.
Bauer,
Yes.
you made your way pretty far afield. You wake up in a barn. You wake up in a barn, a humble country barn. A slightly homely girl is asleep on the hay next to you, and someone is opening up the front door of the barn. They're fiddling with the lock, and it sounds like they're about to slide open the doors.
Where am I in the barn exactly?
You're more or less middle.
So the second they open the door, they'll see us.
Yep. Better act fast.
So I'll lightly shake her and say, "Had a great night. I gotta run."
But what? Why are you leaving so soon?
Point at the front door as I'm making tracks out whatever other entrance I can.
There is a back door. It is locked.
So my boot says otherwise.
Make an athletics check. Your boot sure does say otherwise. You manage to break down the flimsy barn door just as somebody slides open the front barn door. The girl who you were asleep next to in the hay clutches a blanket to herself as she stands up and says, "Now, Daddy, I can explain. I can. Please don't be mad."
Her name is
I'll
the
also throw-
Crushinator.
Oh, no, Eliza! What did you do? Who's that man?
I'll also
Stop!
throw a couple silver at the door as I crash through it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah!
So he can
Classy.
fix it.
Classy. You throw a few silver at the door. Hey, you! Stop! The man starts kind of chasing after you, but he starts huffing and puffing after a moment. Now, you, Eliza, you best get yourself back inside. We got some virtue thief on the loose. He's still huffing and puffing and not chasing you. So you come out onto a farm. You can see Regilium off in the distance from where you are right now. You're in and amongst one of these like farming villages out here. You got fucking far away.
I'm fucking wasted.
What's a however many mile hike that is? No time like the present to get started.
Fair enough. Yeah. You hike your ass towards Gilliam. And eventually, a couple hours after Sadok and Diggeroy make it back, find your way into the stormy baboon.
He's got like hay all over him.
Indeed.
Figured that would have fallen off during the hike, but probably a few pieces left somewhere.
Never get all of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like glitter.
It's like glitter, yeah.
So it's the herpes of the farming world?
Yes, that's literally what I was about to say. Just looking between all three of them as Bauer eventually comes in and just like finishes the last bit of piece of bread. You all are going to be able to go fight things in the sewers, correct?
Of course.
Why wouldn't we be?
Where did you find hay in the city?
A barn, of course.
Stone's just idly like reaching over and removing some from looking it over. Oh, right. Copulation. That makes sense. I may have just used an understanding for that.
You probably would have to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Given how Cristona is.
Yep. Also, she doesn't use the word copulation.
It's okay. Tyr can supply the words.
Exactly.
So yeah. How goes it, guys?
Right. So do we just want to go back to the same entrance and explore from there, or do we want to try and find another entrance or another plot, or what do people think?
Continue from where we were. That way we know where we covered already and can continue from there. Perhaps follow the Warforged tracks to see where it came from.
That's a good idea.
Alright. You want to head back into the sewers same way you came in then? Am I hearing you correctly?
I think so.
Alright.
I'm like it.
As you head back the same way you went last time, into the back alleys, to the sewer entrance that Cristona located last. You head through the same back alley. The old man is still sitting there. He does not appear to react to you guys at all as you pass by, though. You head into the sewers unless anybody wants to talk.
It's only what if he looked like off in some way.
I mean, he's still a fucking. He's still a wretched looking old man.
I imagine we get a lot of those, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
One of them keeps popping up out of nowhere.
Huh.
It might be like, do you know the mumbly old man? Slowly describing the other guy.
He mumbles in old man at you. The old man mumbling is as best as you get.
Suddenly understand that.
You want to use an understanding on that?
Like I said, I was tempted to use my third one on the original guy before, but that didn't actually go through. So nah.
You. This is your third.
No, this would be the second.
Well, it's up to you. Do you want to use an understanding on understanding the old man mumbling?
Well, since I have good insight, what could she pull from just that?
Oh, roll insight. Alrighty. You incite the old man's mumblings. One sec. I need to. You incite the old man's mumblings. You get nothing from them, though.
Mm-hmm. So he just seems tired and not really
He
paying
seems
attention.
like a crazy, grumpy, tired old man who's just kind of mumbling at everything.
Pouts slightly and just kind of continues on.
All right. You continue on and into the sewer. Alrighty. I haven't moved you on there yet, have I? Oh, I have. Dope. Alright, you're all back in the sewers. You come in up here. If you want to drop yourselves down. Oh, well, you're already dropped.
Oh, oops.
Because I'm terrible at token hygiene, I never brought you guys back from last time. Or took you guys off last time. So, your tokens are still there. You should be at full health now, though. So, the river of sewage continues to run beneath you guys. And to the south is the way you took last time. To the west is another path that you have not been down.
Well, we saw the Warforged to the south of us, right?
Yeah, it's down
You
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start there and look for tracks and try to follow them.
Okay. Roll. Anybody who wants to search for tracks?
Survival.
Yeah, make me a survival check.
Christona's gonna cast Enhance Ability on herself first for wisdom.
Okay, go ahead. Tigray, why does your macro say expertise for survival?
Because I have expertise in survival.
Then why is it only adding a +4? You're level 9. And also, why do you have expertise in survival?
Sailing, navigation.
Oh.
And other than that, though, I don't have much going for me. Actually, no, it is low. It is. What's that?
Okay. Vigoroy, apparently you're, yeah, it is definitely low.
Yeah, it should be a +9. I don't know why it didn't update that. That's weird.
Mm,
So 4 more points than that.
so, yeah, that comes out to a 26, I guess.
Mhm.
All right, dope. So, Digoroy, your expertise in navigating watercraft has apparently led you to be an expert in navigating sewers as well. Who would
There
have
is
thought?
water in the sewer.
There sure is water.
Quote unquote.
All right, yeah. So you head through the sewers. You pick up tracks heading this way and down and west. All you make perception checks as you go, please. Damn, everybody's on point for their perception stuff tonight. Damn. All right. So, you hear as you are going by, you manage to pick out above the noise of the sewers, the quiet sounds of somebody trying to be at least 3 people trying to be very quiet down this tunnel.
Down which tunnel?
The one to the north of. Sorry,
I see.
up here.
I vote we go that way first.
Yeah. Start sneaking up that way.
Roll self.
Try to
Pass without
peek around the
trace.
corner.
Oh, no, wait, that's concentration. Fuck.
Sure is.
I can scout ahead if we need stealth.
It's up to you.
Well, yeah, but peeking around the corner first.
Make a stealth check, Sadok. Oh boy. You do just fine. Just fine. Alright, Sadok. You peek around the corner. You spy what looks like a mage, a mercenary looking fellow, and maybe some kind of priest. All the mage and the mage and the cultist are both wearing Trinity colors. The only bad joke here is how badly they're going to demolish.
Yeah, that is a joke.
You're right. It is. Because they probably won't. But they.
I'll signal to the others with hand signs that there's 3 of them, 2 casters and a melee guy.
Symbolic
Alright.
entity immediately.
It's like a 2 fingers and then a jazz hands, and a 1 finger and a punch.
I'm sorry, I can't help but imagine Sadok just very quietly saying the words, jazz hands.
No, you don't say jazz hands, you just do the jazz hands.
Sure, if that's what floats your boat. So yeah, they're there. If you want to go.
Yeah. You want us
Alright.
to
Let's do
roll
this.
initiative or just going into it?
You have stealth on them, so take a surprise round for the time being. We'll see if they're alive. If they're alive, you can roll initiative.
Sweet. Well, I'm just gonna step out and start shooting.
Alright, go for it.
I guess I'll go for the priesty looking one.
Alright.
And one of those should have that added to it, probably the first one.
19, 17, 19, and 13. The first 2 should drop him with Dread Ambusher.
Let's switch to the mage then.
All right. The 19 and the 13 will miss. He'll throw up a shield. The 19 will hit him. All right. Kristana, you're next closest. Go ahead. Or
Okay.
who's highest dex of the bunch of you?
Might not be
Those
me.
who have not already gone.
+3.
Mine's +3.
Okay. Digoroy and Kristana, roll a d20 each of you. All right, Kristana, go first.
Okay. Let's see. 5, 10.
I like how you just take away the turn order.
Yeah. Even though I can't actually
That's not going to be necessary.
reach them.
I know
No.
you guys.
Okay. Well. Guess I can. $30 and then just pull out some stones, cast magic stone at it, and just like fling it at I don't know, probably that guy.
You should probably take out the mage. We can probably convince the mercenary to surrender.
Ah, right. That one has the Trinity ropes on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, then that one. Come on. This won't actually give me a thing, will it? Oh, it did! Great.
Oh, yep. 28 will hit him.
Extra attack is just with melee, isn't it?
Yep. Not with ranged spell attacks. 28 will hit him. 8 will
Hopefully, extra
hurt
attack
him.
applies to everything.
You should be able to extra attack with magic stone.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, it's a fucking cantrip. I'm not gonna.
Well, because magic stone just gives you
Boom.
like a limited set of magic weapons, basically.
Right, that's true. Nice. And that will drop him with the second attack. Mage is. Now it's just the mercenary. Digoroy, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to step around.
All right.
See that there's the one guy left. I'm
Yep.
just gonna look at him. I'm gonna pull out my dagger, but I'm just gonna look at him and say, "You're not getting paid enough for this."
Make I don't know, are you trying to be more persuasive or intimidating?
A little bit of both, and double checking. Yeah, I have the same bonus to each, so.
Alright, roll one of them.
Slightly better and intimidating. Hold on. So yeah.
Whew.
Digoroy, roll again.
Ooh.
He just shakes his head, keeps his weapon drawn.
Okay. Sadok, you got it. You get inspiration.
Alright.
Although Power does go first.
He does. Power, what's up, my dude? Yeah, remember that time you were up next to all the other people?
No. I was just gonna sprint to there.
Remember that time you were right next to Sadok as he was peeking around the corner? Yep. You good. Don't worry.
Yes, I totally remembered that today.
A 16 will not hit him. Does an 18 hit him? An 18 does. That's a damn shame, because that's a nice fucking roll on that damage. You get him with that 18 though. Draw first. I'm gonna roll initiative for him real quick and just.
This is fine.
Go for it, guys. Kill his ass.
Ha!
I was not meant to be the sort of thing you ha for.
I was just curious if I could do it.
And you did. You sure did. And I think we ended up going in basically the same order as before.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Quite literally.
All right. Sadok, what do you got for me? Nine won't hit. 21 and a 25 sure will, though. It's 26, 25, 51. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Bye.
Should have taken the money and run, buddy.
Probably.
See what's on these guys. Maybe they will also have magical urns.
Why would they have magical urns?
Like, do any of them look like Bauer?
No! You didn't use chronomancy coins on any of them. Of course they don't.
Ooh.
Touch one of them with a chronomancy coin.
Fuck, they come back to life.
Yes, actually, they do. Which one do you touch with the chronomancy coin?
Whichever one looks like it'd have the most information on them.
Well, you got a priest, a mage, and a mercenary.
And we tie them up first.
I mean, shit. Do you think you know in character that the coin will bring them back if you poke them to it?
Is that not more or less what happened last time?
I feel
It
like
is
Bauer's
literally-
already doing this.
You're already doing this. All right.
I would
Which
go
one
with
do
the
you poke?
priest because he's the culty guy.
All right, you are correct. He is the culty guy. You poke the priest. The priest, you poke the priest with the chronomancy coin. The chronomancy coin flashes, discharges some magic into the priest. The arrows are immediately pushed out of him. The explosions fade. He draws a gasping breath in as he looks up at the four of you. What the fuck? Why? He starts scrambling to get up and get his weapons. Who
Kristona
are you
immediately
people?
like shillelaghs and holds him down with the staff.
Make an athletics check. Damn. Yep, you sure hold him down.
Shakes her
Consider
head.
him held down. So everybody's threatening him. Nice.
So basically, what this guy has experienced is he was standing there fucking around. All of a sudden, he was dead, and now he's back up with a bunch of people standing over him.
Yeah, he's confused as fuck. What the fuck is going on? Who are you people? What just happened to me?
You died, and then you got better.
How?
So the real question is, do you want to die again?
I don't even understand how I died the first time.
Oh,
Well,
that would be because I shot you.
yeah, you see all those arrows on the ground? Those were in you a second ago.
Fucking hells.
Well, technically they're crossbow bolts, but that probably doesn't really matter to you at this point, does it?
Shut up, Sadok.
What? I'm just saying if I was going to die and then be brought back to life, I'd want to know exactly what it was that killed me. So, I could avoid it happening again.
The sticks with the sharp pointy ends.
The ones that are still covered in your blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
those.
Thank you. The fuck do you want? Or are you just gonna stand there and keep threatening me?
Kristona's just glaring at him while the halo of spores just kind of floats around.
Just tell us what you're doing down here to start.
And how many more of you there are?
I make a persuasion check or intimidate. You're threatening him. Make an intimidation check to get him to reveal his secret.
Some consistent damn roll in there, roll 20.
Nice.
He even rolls. God, he even rolls these at advantage. Oh, you are just disappointing. He starts visibly sweating as he stares down at you, as he stares at you guys, and then he looks at the crossbow bolts, which, as you so helpfully pointed out, are still covered in his blood. Then he looks back up at you guys. We're summoning devils. Is that what you want to hear? We're summoning devils. There's 2 more circles because the boss is all up about the rule of 3 or something. Besides the one, I assume it was you assholes who wrecked the one down here. Banished Bony Bill.
Kristona just grimaces at that name. Why summoning?
Because the boss told us to.
Is the boss here as well?
He's deeper in. He's down there with the fuck.
Fuckface?
No, I think it's one of those damn devils. The
Fuckface
Outcast,
Bill.
I think his name is.
Sorry, what was that?
The Outcast, I think his name is.
Oh, I thought you said something about gout.
No, I
Outcast?
definitely didn't say anything about gout.
Uh,
I don't know where you got that from, but there was nothing about gout. Unless you're saying that in character to.
I mean, that was out of character, but sure, it can be in character too.
Oh, it's okay.
These
Oh.
cultists are like sheep, just going where the shepherd points.
I was thinking more like cockroaches. Does anybody
Call
else
us
have any other
whatever you
questions
want.
for him?
Call us whatever you want, but you won't make it past Krabby Kyle or the Outcast.
Devils keep having worse names.
Yeah, I think we'll be just fine.
Or whatever the fuck those metal assholes are.
Hmm. Well, does anybody else see a reason to keep him alive?
No.
He flips you off.
Not anymore.
Just a quick head shake.
Well, do you want to do the honors, Bauer?
You stab him. Bauer stabs him, and he
Oh.
dies.
You had your sword at his throat. I figured you were going to go for a decapitation.
Oh, that would have been so much better. Can I do it over again? I
Take out the coin
Oh,
again.
wait. I got this. I touch him with the coin again.
That's just a mistake.
Oh.
This turns into Death Day.
The coin flares with magic once again, less strongly than it did last time. Most of his stab wound recovers as he gasps and takes a breath once more.
Sorry about that, but I meant to do this. Decapitate him.
So
Oh.
it, though.
You decapitate him. His head rolls across the floor, and his body falls the opposite way.
Well, we've got 2 more circles to find. 2 demons and a boss.
Hmm. So I was just gonna leave some spores on the bodies and keep going back. Do we follow Warforged first?
While we're up here, I want to check this way real quick.
Sorry, which way?
Where I'm standing now.
Oh, right.
I cautiously poke my head around the corner. Huh.
You can just barely spot another mercenary Up
Up
this way.
that way, I see him. Well, if there's a mercenary, keep my voice down. Well, if there's a mercenary there, we probably want to go that way.
Yep. Sounds reasonable.
Make stealth checks. Diggeroy, they do spot you coming out of the passageway.
Mm-hmm.
They also see you coming out covered it, or well, they definitely hear Bauer. If y'all are
I'm trying to
heading
play
that
it off
way-
like I'm the one making all that noise.
If y'all are heading that way, Bauer, where'd your token go? Oh, it's underneath the dead people. Gotcha. They definitely spot you and see you wearing the blood of their former friends. One of them calls out to you guys. Are you going to kill us?
Probably.
I mean, if it's just the mercenaries, we don't need to.
It's just the mercy.
We're not here to kill you, per se. I'll just kind of walk towards them while I'm talking.
So, if I were to say, point you towards where the freaky fucking demons are, or devils, would you let us go?
Yeah, sure. As long as you leave immediately after.
Absolutely. They are, you did just come out wearing their buddy's blood, Kristona.
It just slowly turns to Diggeroy when he says absolutely and just gives him a slight thumbs up.
So, you keep heading down. He scooches out to the edge of the tunnel. Keep heading down that way. And then take the next big, I guess that's a right-hand turn, the way you guys would be going. Turn this way, down the tunnel. It's really the only way you can keep following the sewage without, it's the only way you can keep following the sewage without going through one of the drains. And those are terrible. Don't go through the drains. Eventually you'll get to a place where the sewage system is dried out. And that's where you'll start finding more of those demons. Oh, and don't go down the tunnel behind us. It's got some of those freaky fucking metal things in it.
That is next.
Okay. This tunnel, metal things. South, take a left. Or right, demon things. Thank
Yep.
you very much, gentlemen.
They scurry for the exit.
I was gonna head down this way then.
I'm gonna head down that way, but I'm gonna take the bridge rather than walking through the literal river of shit.
Possibly why. Anyone who walks through the river of shit gets disadvantage on any stealth check for the next 24 hours.
Bauer, go for it. You can't get double disadvantage.
I think he's still AFK.
I think he is too.
Alright.
I need to go AFK for a minute. I'll be back in one.
I'm so glad this multi-stream thing is working. I was worried it wasn't gonna work.
So you're just streaming to 2 different sites?
I'm streaming to 3 different sites.
Ooh.
So far it seems to be working okay, so that'll help on Thursday and Saturday. Because we're trying to do more on Twitch, but we don't have as many followers on Twitch, so figured blast it out to YouTube and Facebook.
Could help.
We're just gonna hang when we launch the Kickstarter and just like talk and drink and watch the feed and talk to people.
Yeah, I assumed drinking would be involved whenever you did a Kickstarter.
Yeah, right?
I am back. If my talking didn't immediately give that fact away. Cool. So, you guys want to keep heading down the tunnel? Search the sewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slog through.
Looking for those demons. Like, hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
God. Whenever you say things like that in relation to the campaign, all I can do is picture Christona saying them.
That was too fast for Christona.
Exactly. But all I can picture is just Christona saying, "It's your boy."
Hey there, demons. Yeah, boy isn't under dark term. Or destroyer, obviously.
Sure. You should say that to the drow next time you see one of them. See how they react. Yeah, alrighty. So, y'all are going to come out. Eventually, the sewage does dry. There's a small grate that blocks the passage of, or small little thing that blocks the passage of any further sewage. And you eventually come out into another section of sewer where there is no sewage running through it. If you all would like to be stealthy at all, I would like for you to please make stealth checks. Regardless of your level of stealth, I would like... Fuck, that's horrific. Regardless of your intent of stealth, I would like you all to make perception checks, please. Alright. So, you all... It's not hard to hear. You all hear... You all hear the clanking and faintly organic noises of the rotted Warforged down the hall. It is immediately apparent that they also hear you, though. As they are not accompanied not only
Ooh.
by Warforged, but by those elongated monstrosities that you saw them with last time. One of the units comes out, turns towards you all, stands there watching to see if you come any closer.
Just one of them?
One of them is watching you, the others are waiting.
Will not be able to pass otherwise, will we?
Don't think so. Is there anything down these side tunnels? Pipes? Whatever they are?
The one right next to you's got what looks like a little pile of detritus at the end of it. Your perception would reveal to you that there is some metal glinting in there as well. It gives off a other than that,
Out of curiosity, would I be able to try and Earth Communion check to speak and see if I can get these things to at least hold off while we deal with demons?
you can certainly try. Damn. Nice. So, what exactly are you trying to convey to them right now?
I would assume that, like, she's going into the idea that the rot is essentially a piece or, like, a form of Atula's anger, but that if there are demons around, the Earth probably would not be too big on something unnatural like that on their turf. So maybe I'll deal with that first.
Hmm. You get a sense of acknowledgement from the earth, and it turns back around. The big one walks out. The other smaller ones follow it. The two large, elongated monstrosities, though, do not follow. They stand and they keep watch.
Okay.
Okay. Just because it has been. Oh, I've been really curious about these since they showed up. I would like to use an understanding to get a better understanding of these guys now that we've seen them twice.
um. So you look at them. They seem drow-like, but they're not. Ordinary drow don't grow to be quite as stretched as they are. And they're very clearly rotten. They look like what might happen if instead of consuming something, like something organic, the rot chose to, say, take it over and use it for its own purposes.
Hmm.
They were probably drow elves in the past.
Crown
Hell,
at
I'll
that.
do you one better.
Ooh.
I'll do you one better, actually. They are not only are they drow elves, they are drow specifically offered as essentially sacrificial lambs for what they are now.
Hmm.
They were given up by the drow, specifically to serve as what they are now.
Sacrifices to Tula. That is what we may become if we are not consumed. Be careful.
Will they attack us if we go forward, though?
Also, do these things count as aberrations?
Nope.
Monstrosities, right?
I've been calling them monstrosities, but they don't. I'll let you in on a little secret. One of the hard rules of the rod is that it can't change creature type.
So do they count as humanoid?
Yep, they would ping as humanoid.
Sweet. Still a favorite enemy.
There you go.
I'd like to try to communicate with them. Please let us pass. We can fight the devils. We have destroyed some before. Please, Atula.
How long does enhance ability last?
An hour.
Oh, damn. Okay. And it's not concentration?
It's concentration up to an hour.
Okay. Cool.
That's why I haven't used Pass Without a Trace.
Yep. Make another Earth Communion check. Okay. They look at you. One of them jerks his head to one side and jerks his head all the way to the other and then settles it back in the middle. He's shaking his head at you.
Why?
They start walking towards you in perfect walks.
It doesn't look like they're going to let us pass.
Yeah, the moment they start moving, trying to see whether it's in an aggressive fashion or not.
It's not particularly aggressive.
Just gonna hold her ground.
They will come right up in front of you guys. Tristona, the one next to you, will lean down and whisper into your ear. It bends itself almost completely in half to do it. What you will do after is unacceptable to the mother. The voice it speaks in is in Undercommon. It crackles and it's raspy, as if it hasn't been used in a very long time. And as he speaks, a faint little trickle of what almost looks like some leftover blood comes from his mouth. And then he unbends and stands back up to his full height, towering over the group of you.
Then what does the mother wish here now?
The other one bends down. Power.
Trying to remember everything from the trial and what Earth Dream mentioned. This is part of.
Earth Dreams speculated at the trial that the tool is basically using the rod as a tool to regain power and territory for herself. Same as Gamir is using people like the Pirate King to gain territory and influence for himself.
Mm-hmm.
That is, again, his informed speculation, but speculation nonetheless.
Seems to be fairly true by this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah. My problem is we still haven't come up with a solution for any of that. Shit.
Oh fuck no. There is no good solution.
Exactly.
That's a reasonable chunk of your campaign is figuring out what the fuck to do with that.
Right?
That's a reasonable. That is a. If I may digress a moment, that's a reasonable chunk of basically everybody's campaign who knows about this. Everybody's trying to find their own fucking solution to it. Nobody's got a good one right now, or
Right.
nobody's. Perhaps I should rephrase that. Nobody's got one that everybody else who knows will agree to. Because we're a bunch of fractious little shits.
And she's thinking about whether after the power, thinking a moment. There will be no power, no land left if this war between the mother and sky continues. Everything is gone afterwards. No power, no life, no land, no sky.
They shrug in perfect unison and draw their blades.
Delaney.
Roll initiative, my dudes.
Oops, forgot to change my initiative, but that is still the same.
All right. So their swords are drawn. Sadok.
Yep. Go for the one right in front of Christona.
I mean, yeah, that'll hit.
Yep. Just the Dread Ambusher also gets rolled twice because it's a crit.
Yep. Those will all hit his AC. Can you total those up for me real quick?
Yeah.
Cool.
106.
Cool. He takes all 4 of your shots, and he actually does stagger a step. But he steps back up. He is leaking rot down the front of him. And as your bolts hit him, before I forget,
Here we go again.
burst from him. Hey, Christona,
Yeah.
make a con save. Cool. Cool. You got some rot on you.
Sorry.
You're right, it wasn't power this time. Good job, Bob. Alrighty. That is 106 damage to him. He's looking pretty damaged, but... Christona, you're up now. Make another con save. It is the beginning of your turn. It always seems to be you who gets hit with the
Yeah.
consequences of other people's decisions. Ooh. Rot's on your arm, and it's looks like it's beginning to affect some of the other fungus on your arm. It's digging in a little.
Having PTSD flashbacks.
Take your turn.
Yeah. I know if this is something lesser restoration could get out. Because is it a disease I can get rid of?
Given what you know of the rot, do you think it's a disease that lesser restoration can cure?
Yeah. Uh.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah. I want to get
You
rid
had
of
a
these first and then
You had a
deal with the rot.
50-50.
Yeah, so let's Shillelagh. How long has it been since the first fight there?
Maybe 10 minutes.
So I'm done with my original symbiotic entity, so I gotta do it again. Fuck! But that takes up my action. Fuck! I think at least get Halo of Spores. So I'm gonna take off symbiotic entity for now and just Halo of Spores it. Wait, do I get it? Oh, no, I can't do that yet. Shit. Okay.
Alright, you hit him with both of those. You crack him with your staff twice. He's looking pretty bad, but he's. And hey, now it's their turn. Hi, guys. So, Christona.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make a pair of. Either of those hit you.
First one.
First one hits. I need you to make one con save. Alright. You avoid having more rot spread to you from his sword. And you take 12 damage from him hitting you with the big fucking. The other one's gonna step forward. And it saw the damage Sadok did to its buddy.
Fuck! Well, there goes my concentration spell.
Here goes enhance ability, yep. It saw the damage Sadok did to it. Hey Sadok. How you doing?
Are those its two attacks against me? The 13 and
Yep.
17?
Correct.
13 misses, 17 just barely hits.
Make a con save.
That shouldn't be an advantage, but that doesn't matter.
Hey Sadok. You also got
Yep.
some rot on you.
Yay.
Some of the purple pulsating rot covering his sword rubs off on you as he hits you with it. And you can't quite seem to shake it off. Rip. Hey Bauer.
Stop. I'll attempt to knock down the guy to my left.
Right? He just barely doesn't make it. So he is. For future, they'd probably have disadvantage on stuff for being prone because they're so weirdly proportioned. But he is prone. Yep, that'll hit him.
And on that one, not that. That.
Alright. What if I told you that was gonna kill him anyways?
Then I won't do that.
Cool. That's probably good because it kills him.
Sweet.
The other guy. As you kill the other one, Bauer, as you kill the first one, Bauer, you see the other one stagger. As if in pain. You hit him with the with Mage Crasher. He's looking pretty okay. A little shaken from the death of his buddy, but he's up and fine.
Okay, then I will throw that onto him.
All right.
And also the +2 from Mage Crasher. Damage wise.
Yeah, okay. He fails the save to not be frightened of you. The +2 from Mage Crasher, as it crashes into him, it does do the extra, but it also releases rot from him as it does. So yeah, everybody needs to make con saves. So Sadok, Diggeroy.
Nice knowing y'all.
Oh, Kristana. Oh, you were just having a bad time. Everybody
PTSD.
has got rot on them. I'm gonna tag you all with purple. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. So you all now have some rot on you. Kristona, it's starting to burrow in more into the fungus on you. At least one of the mushrooms on your arm is now starting to pulsate and turn a faint purple color. Stoke, you're having a bit of... Your arm's starting to really hurt where you got some rot on it. Rest of you guys, it's the first time. No worries. Deroy, you're up. Con save for rot. All right. You managed to shake it off.
Yay.
You are rot free.
So this is a drow, right? Let's try this.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Kristona shared her information about her understanding information.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, she literally said it out loud.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Oof.
Rats.
The spell appears for a moment as if it has an effect, and then it manages to shake it off.
Dagnabbit.
It is humanoid, though. It will have an effect if it fails to save.
Yeah.
Sadok. Make a con save, please.
Yeah.
Hey! The pain in your arm recedes, but some of the rot is still.
Hmm.
What would you like
Alright.
to do?
Back up into this corridor, and these things are really tall, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to shoot him such that the rot splatters backwards rather than onto people.
Okay. 14 will miss. The 20 and the 23 will hit, though. Make me another non-sharpshooter attack roll. Yeah, alright. You managed to pull off not having the rot splatter all over your buddies. You come pretty close, but you managed to avoid it. Good. That's 23, 27, 50. Good shit. Alright, he's starting to look pretty rough again.
Alright.
So your
That'll
turn?
be it for me.
Alright. Kristona.
Yeah. Shoot, I need to do another save, don't I?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. The rot begins to recede out of your one fungus. It's no longer pulsing, but you do still have rot.
Yep. So trying to remember. So we know fire works against rot. We know does radiant? Remember, we used like holy stuff against that included radiant, right?
Holy works, but it depends on which god it's coming from.
Mm.
But I think we figured it out there.
Yeah. Well, the divine stuff. Yours was a particular case there.
Yeah.
Um,
'Cause
um,
I'm thinking.
I think you've had the hands have like blessed it and stuff a lot around you guys. You tried to hexblades curse it once, and that got you like violently attacked by it. But I don't think you ever explicitly tried radiant on it.
I wasn't sure if anyone had Sacred Flamed it or.
No, I don't think so. We tried like healing it and blessing it and exorcising it.
Mm-hmm. Well, fine. Kristona's kind of still having a little PTSD freak out, so what she's gonna do, she's gonna cast a moonbeam on this area, these 4 squares, including herself.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, it's this thing's up in her face, and there's a bunch of rot on her. She's freaking the fuck out.
What's your DC at right now? 17? Or is it an 18?
18. Wait, no, that's yes, 18.
There we go. Alright, so then they both fail. They take a whopping 6 radiant. Or, well, one of them's dead. I should really move them off so I don't keep making that mistake. But this guy is dead. He takes he's not dead. What am I saying? Words are hard. Fucking. You fail your own con save.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you take radiant damage, but he is also burned. Doesn't appear to be especially effective against him, but he does not appear to be resisting it.
Mm. Did it affect any of the rot on her?
I don't know. That's fine. Make another con save. Nope. It doesn't get worse.
Okay. I tried. I gotta make another
it
one for a
doesn't-
concentration check anyway.
It doesn't get worse.
Okay.
And it doesn't get worse, and it will continue to not get worse through your next turn. So no con save at the beginning of your next turn if we make it that far.
Held in the moonbeam at least.
It's
Sure
something.
did.
You're slowing it down.
Moonbeam at beginning of its turn enters the spell's area for the first time. It's starting its turn there, so it needs to make another save. It'll fail again. Give me some more moonbeam damage. And in the meantime, it's going to attack. Who did the most damage? Nice. It's looking pretty rough at this point, but I still. Well, who did the most damage? I think Sadok did the most damage, but he can't reach it. Can't reach him. So I think he's gonna go for Bow. Hey, Bauer.
What's up?
Either of those hit you? 21?
Not at disadvantage.
Why is he at disadvantage?
Frightened.
Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
All right. He fails that one. Does he make a wisdom save on his?
I think it just ends on the end of my turn.
Okay. Well, if he did make a wisdom save, he fails it. So he misses both attacks against you because he is frightened of you. And it's now your turn. Make a con save for me, Bauer. Yep, you are clear of rot.
Okay, then I will attempt to push him down.
Right. He is pushed down. Ooh, nice. How do you want to do this, Bauer?
Woo.
Nah, let's just decapitate him since that was so much fun earlier.
All right. As he is falling over on the ground, you walk over to his head, slash right through his skinny drow neck, and his head tumbles across the floor. His body and that of his compatriot continue to rot away very quickly. As the rot eats them alive, basically. So, Sadok, Kristona, I need you guys to make more con saves for me. We are out of initiative. They dead.
So I don't have to not do it because of the moonbeam.
Yep. Well, we're out of initiative.
Okay, so drop the moonbeam then.
Yep.
So if I shock them with some of the Mage Crasher charges I have, would that help or hurt?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, what about just dropping some healing magic? Because I'm
You can certainly try.
thinking about doing that anyway, just so I have spell slots available. I'll try a cure wounds on myself. Or roll.
All I can think of is that gif from 30 Rock of like Alec Baldwin patting Tina Fey on the shoulder with a broom, like there.
Sadok, you
Yep.
heal. It does not affect the rot, though.
Okay.
Not while it's on you.
So con save.
Con save. It starts spreading.
Oh, I can only get rid of this with my 1 5th level spell slot.
Hold on.
Did Mage Crasher help?
Oh, yes. You zap it with Mage Crasher. I mean, we're gonna say it gives you the opportunity to make another con save, Flint. Make your con save.
I'll before that bless Christona myself and I guess Bauer.
All right. Christona, the rot recedes once more. It's not totally gone, but it's
Oh. I can make fire. That we found cleans up the rot, right?
you what? Sorry.
My shield can do the whole fire breath thing.
It sure can.
So y'all up for a quick fire shower?
I'm okay, actually.
Or
Anything to remove.
Or Digger, you may want to not stand there.
He makes a very good point, Diggeroy.
Did we ever figure out what I roll for this?
Yep.
low. You want to roll low.
I gave it to you at 1 point. Let me look for it real quick. So, it's basically a breath weapon. Roll 3d6.
Oh yeah, that.
46. My bad. Yes, you speak the words Liberty Gibbet, chocolate egg cream to cause it to breathe fire. Do either of y'all choose to try and dodge?
I mean, can I dodge with most of my body and just stick the rod in it?
Yeah, basically.
Sure.
Because, I mean, is that like half damage on a save, or...
Yeah, it's half damage on save.
Well, then, yeah, in that case, we'd still be, burning the rot, but ignoring some of the damage. Don't forget you've got a
Inspiration.
Christona, so you get an extra d4.
With a bless, you pass. Both of you pass.
Huzzah.
Christona, the rot burns off you. Sidok, the rot also burns off you. You are now all rot free.
And we take 8 damage. Yeah.
Now 100% rot free. Subtitle.
So, the sounds of battles are echoing from down the hall, but ultimately, I think this is where we're going to end from tonight instead of getting you guys into another fight.
To another rot fest.
Well, this one will probably be less of a rot fest.
Right, more of a blood splatter fest.
Is anyone other
You're
than
gonna be
Christina
fighting-
be injured?
I'm actually still at 100, except for spells.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Like,
Then
I
I'm just
think
gonna
I'm over
drop
bloody.
Pair of cure wounds then. First one for myself. And then Christina.
All right.
Wow. That's a good roll
Damn,
on
dude.
that one.
Ooh. Thank you.
That way we don't have to waste a short rest.
Good ship. All right. Okay, we done for now. Yeah. So, next session, you all can look forward to fighting Krabby Kyle, the Glabber Zoo. I heard that sigh.
Good. You know what you did.
I sure do. I promise you, the guy whose name is the Outcast has the stupidest name yet. You just don't know. All right. So, we done for them. Yeah. Good times, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I've been feeling lately like I'm kind of just shuttling you guys between plot points a little bit, and I want to do that less and give you some time to actually like enjoy the game and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm doing my best to add that in.
Ooh.
I don't quite know how to phrase it besides that, but yeah, let me know if it's working or not. If it adds to your enjoyment of the game or your general enjoyment of life, the universe, and everything.
It's working so far. It's not like we feel we have to be somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
That's usually how DMs screw that one up.
Yeah. Like, I want to emphasize as well, the world is shrinking, but it's not shrinking anytime soon. It's like a couple 100 years sort of problem on the horizon.
It's global
A
warming.
little
It's global
more
warming.
immediate than global warming. Yeah, not quite as immediate as that, but generally.
Yeah. So it is something that exists, and if I thought that you guys were all morally good people, I'd say you had a moral obligation to go do something about it.
I'll be dead by then.
But that's the spirit. So it's something on the horizon. It's might be worth looking into or something.
I don't know, half
but
elf
it's not.
might make it.
But it's not like the world will end tomorrow if you don't go do this thing sort of urgent. Like, you know, Atula and Gamir have shit going on. Haitius has shit going on. Everybody who knows about this has shit going on. But they're all kind of acting in the long term.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no... Some of the other stuff that's happening, like, you know, how there's totally not an anarchist uprising going on in Aventine right now. Some of the other stuff that's going on is a bit more immediate. But, like, if you want to take time and, like, actually go to Fuck Island, or just go off and, like, pick a random island, explore, or whatever the fuck you want, I'm down for that. The story accommodates that. I just want to make this very clear to you all.
This is fine.
Yeah.
So Bauer, I think it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but may just go with Diggeroy for his getting out of the coffin, or getting out of the.
Yes.
Why, thank you.
Bauer,
Yeah.
I'm going to award you an extra special one for tonight for killing the guy and then fucking reviving him and killing him again the way you wanted. Because that was some great fucking shit.
That was good.
I think.
So we will have 2 people with inspiration next session. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna log off in a second. Any questions, comments,